Hi everyone, it's Cindy here from Plenty of Knotz. Today we're going to make a simple pot plant holder or hanger, and I'm going to use this beautiful hemp cord. It's 50 meters. It's about a 3 mil thickness, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to incorporate these 4 beads, and we're going to use a wooden hanger from the top. So grab some of your things that you will need. I'm going to use this as well just to feed the yarn through the actual beads, and this will help me as well, make it a bit easier when you start pulling 2 strands through. So grab whatever you want to make this with. I'm going to cut at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lengths at about 150 meters or 150 centimeters, sorry. It's about 1.5 meters roughly on each piece. So, and then we'll fold them in half. So do that now. Just cut yourself 1.5 meters of this cord, but make sure you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them. Okay, so do that now. So we'll just go over that again. We want 3 meter lengths. So measure out 3 meter lengths on these and do at least 8 of them. So 8, because we'll fold them in half, that will give us 16, and we want 4 strands on each of the sides of this, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So make sure you've got 3 meter lengths, which will fold in half to 1.5, and you want at least 8 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 now, and I'm going to fold them in half. Now there's 2 different ways you can start the top section if you want to. You can just do a little bit of a square knot over the entire thing, and then we can wrap around the entire cord further down, or you can pop in a little ring. It's completely up to you. I'll use the ring today. Depending on the weight of the plant, like just be careful with the ring that you use. You don't want it to take too much weight. So this will be just a little light one today. We won't make it won't take a plant that's too heavy, if that makes sense, because it's only a light one. All right, so feed them all through. So you've got them nice and even down the bottom and the top. And then we're going to do what's called wrapping. So we're going to wrap all the yarn at the top here. We're going to take another piece and we're going to wrap the yarn at the top. So make sure your ends are roughly the same length. It's really important. So the next section we're going to do is we're going to wrap these cords all together at the top there so that they don't move around. So what you'll need for that is extra cord. So cut yourself probably about at least probably about 60 centimeters of cord. You'd rather have too much than not enough. And to do this, all you need to do is place the cord up the top there, and we're going to do a loop, and then we're going to start wrapping the cord around up the top. Try to keep the cords in the middle there, and we're going to wrap it around the loop and all of the cords, and just keep wrapping it and get it tight as you can. And keep wrapping around. You can do as long as you like. Okay, I'll pull it tight a bit. Pull that down a little bit there. Keep that cord up there. And what we'll do in the end is we'll feed this cord through here, and that will lock it all into place. So move it all up. We'll do that later. Just keep going down. Do a few more rounds just to use up that cord. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do a couple more. 9 and 10. And then we're going to feed it through the loop that you had at the bottom there. And then this top loop we pull, keep that in place there, and use the top loop to pull through, and that will lock it into place. Okay, and then you can trim that off, and you can trim the top one off. Now when you put this up, you can adjust the strands, make them nice and tight. Have nice and tight around the top there. And just move it up. Just push it all up, and then just adjust the strands. Make sure they're all locked into place there. Pull them through there and there. And that will lock it all in. Okay. So you get it nice and neat up the top there, that's the idea. So this will be your front side. We'll tuck all the rest around the back there. Just pull your strands so that they're nice and neat up the top there. Okay. And that's your first little section. So remember to trim these pieces off. Once you've got it nice and tight there, just trim these off. And that will actually go inside anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Okay. So far we have placed all the yarn or the cord onto this wooden ring. I've bound it as well. I've shown you how to do that. The next step I want to show you is this section here, which is called the square knot. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want 4 of these on each side basically, and that's what we're going to do next. So I've prepared those ones, but I'm going to do this one to show you how to do it. So I'll place it down there so you can see it. You grab each outer side, so you have 1 yarn in each hand and you have 2 running down the center. You cross the left to the right over the 2 center cords, then you tuck the right one over the top of the left like a cross, and then you tuck it behind the right one, behind and through the loop, and that's your first part. That's the first part of it. Pull it all the way up to the top. Make sure you evenly pull it on either side, and make sure you pull your center yarn down. Now on the second side, to complete the knot, we need this piece on this side now. So we do the opposite. So we come across right to left over the top of the 2 center, then we tuck the left one over the right like a cross, and then we tuck it in behind the 2 and in between that circle there, the half circle. and pull it through, and then pull it nice and tight and pull it up. And you'll see that's one square knot complete. So we're going to do another 3 of those. So we go back to this side. We need to have the little knot on this side. So across on the right side, tuck it around the back, pull through the left loop. So I'll pop it down there, and then I just pull it up. You can pull it from either side and push it up. Make sure she's nice and locked in. And the next one, we're going to go back to the left side. So yarn across the front, over the top, feed this cord underneath everything and into this space here from the back. Pull it through. Pull it up nice and tight and pull your center yarn down. And then you'll see you have 2. So we're going to do another 2. So we're going to go back to this side, back to the right side, do your cross, feed it through the left loop, pull that down and pull it nice and tight. Cross it over the other side, opposite side, pull through, pull it up nice and tight. Tight on both sides and pull that down. And that's what you should get. So nice and tight and even is what you want. So I'll do another one. So we want the loop on this side this time. That's the last loop there. We want the loop on this side. So we cross our yarn over the front, take your right over the top of the left cord and tuck it around the back through that center loop there and pull it through. Pull it up nice and tight. If it's easier for you, you can put it on a hanger and do this. It's probably easier, but I'm going to keep it down flat for now, just so I can show you the knots clearly. So we're going to do a knot on this side. So we come across, we do the cross on this side over the top, and then we tuck it behind through the loop, take it up, and that's the cross and the loop back on the left side. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how much we wanted for this one. Just match it up to the other and do the other 4 the same as this one, exactly the same. And that's what I've done there. You can see I've gone around. We have 4 in total. That's what you want to have. So go ahead and do that, and then come back, pause the video, then come back to the video, and I'll show you the next step, which we're going to do, which will be this pretty little spiral knot, and the bead we'll put on. We do about 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spirals on each side of the bead, and I'll show you that next. So for the next section of this, instead of just continuing to work down here on this section, we're going to join the 2 together with the spiral, just to make it a little bit more interesting. It gives it a nice little diamond sort of shape there. And then we go into the spiral, so we can join these together here, and we'll do that all the way around. So give yourself about probably a couple of fingers, I would say. Let's have a look. So it doesn't matter, you can just do your finger measurements if you want. You can measure it if you want to. I'm just doing 2 fingers here, and that's where I'll start my first spiral knot. So same as what you were doing before, just yarn across the top and do over the top here and across. Feed it back through the back over to this side and pull it to match the other or to your 2 fingers. I just did these ones to show you what we're going to do next. So for the spiral knot, we have to do the same thing each time. We're not alternating this time. So we do the same as what we just did. We go across the left side cord, over the left side cord with the right, tuck the right behind the center and into the loop on the left hand side. Pull tight and just watch it doesn't slip up on you. So get it into place there and pull it tight. Okay, so you want it the same sort of length too. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing again, over across the front and do the right cord over the top of the left and through the back. And we're going to do that another 3 times after this one. We want 6. 1, 2, 3. We want 6. If you keep doing the same thing, you'll notice the cord will actually, the knot will start to turn, and that's what creates the spiral. Always on the same side instead of alternating. Pull it nice and tight. See how it turns? It's beautiful. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now. I'll show you that up close. That's your 6, and see how it turns. So make sure you pull your other strands in the middle there down a little bit, and I'll match that up. It's perfect. So now I want to show you how to put the little bead on, and we're going to use the center cords for the bead. The way that I do it, because it's almost impossible to feed these ends because they get all frayed just through the bead itself, I pop you can get a hairpin, pop it through, pop just a light, I've got a 10 ply cotton there, which I'm just going to pop through. It's just, I've tied a knot at the end there so that it's just a circular piece like that. So then I've got a circle up the top here, and I just place the yarn through the circle there, just through it, and then I pull, fold it over so it's not crossed over or anything. Maybe one piece in front of the other a little bit, fold it over as much as you can, and then pull the yarn through. And obviously if you can't get it through like that, then your bead the hole in the bead is just too small. Make sure you get yourself a decent size bead hole, because this is pulling through 6 mil of cord through that hole. And you don't want it to be too tight. So we'll take that away and we'll do another one in a minute. But once you've got your bead on, you can do a couple of different things here. I'm just going to keep this one simple for the first one that I'm doing. But you can like do a beautiful little sort of like a butterfly effect, I suppose you could call it, like that. And then just do the same knot again. But we're just going to keep it simple today. And we're going to do exactly the same knot. So I'm just going to take that up a bit. And take that up. So a little bit high. So let's go into there. All right, So we're going to do the same again as what we did before, another 6. So over with your left cord, cross your right cord over the top, feed it through the back there, around the back, the 2 centers, and into the middle of that loop. Pull it all the way up to the top, nice and tight. Again, do the same thing. Pull it up, nice and tight. And we're going to do that another 4 times, so we have 6 again. Exactly the same as the top section. Pull it nice and tight. And there. If it seems to lopsided, just pull a little bit more on the other side. And we'll do one more. You'll notice it's trying to turn again. Just let it turn and you can start again on the other side. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just need one more. So cross over, tuck it over from the right, through the back. And then pull that up. Nice and tight, always nice and tight. That's the thing with these knots, you want them lovely and tight. And that is what you want. So go ahead and do the others. Once you've completed the top, do your others. So make sure you grab 2 from each side and work your way around. So 2 from each side, work your way around. So I've just got to do the other side now. I'll do this side off camera and then I'll join you for the next section. So I'll pull that up. So I'll do this set here and I'll join you for the next section. So I'm just going to show you how to feed the beads on again. So I just pop the hook through this pin and pop your yarn, just a little piece through there, pull it through, so you've got a loop. Okay, and then get the 2 center sections, the 2 center pieces. You can see the 4 there. You want the 2 centers, pop them through the loop, like that. Bring the bead down to the loop there. You can move one slightly forward to the other, pinch them closed, and then pull through. Give it a good pull. And then just work each one through the bead. And then push it up all the way up to the top. And then we can take our little piece of yarn off and do the spiral knot again for the last one. Pull it nice and tight in the center. Make sure that they're all the same length. Remember to go on the same side. Pull that in. And just do your 6 spirals on the bottom here. So you get those ones done and I will meet you for the next section of this pot plant hanger. Nice and tight. take a break if you need to too, if you find it's hurting your hands, or if you're doing this standing up, take a break and come back to it. You can always pause the video. Two, three, four, five, six, and that's where we're up to now. So the top, they should be in between, and then we'll do the next section. Okay. So the next section that we're going to do of the hanger is we're going to do kind of like the basket, I guess, around the pot. So we want to go down a little way down now to start doing the basket. So I would do at least two hands from the top there down to about here. So I'm just going to move my work up. You can measure yours if you like, it's completely up to you, but get it nice and neat, and just move them around till they sit however they want to sit, just those top little spirals. And what we're going to do is, again, what we did up the top, is we're going to take a section that I'll show you. So we're going to take a section from each one of those two spirals there. We'll take two of each. So make sure these run down the center, and then you've got the two center ones you're going to use to do the little knot stitch next. So I'm going to come down two hands to about here, making sure that I've got the center one that I'm using on the outside, and that just uses up a little bit of the extra cord. So just measure however you want to. Come down a little bit more. That's about right there, and you can use this as a guide now for the others. So I'm going to do a little square knot here. So again, what we do is we do either side like we did before to create your little square knot. I'll show you on the next one, but that's what you want. It's just one single square knot. You can do two if you want to. Sometimes it's good to do two to lock it in place. Sometimes these get a bit loose after time, so we'll just do another one, just one more on that side, just to try to lock it in a bit more. So you should have one on each side now, like a little S. So grab the next section and just turn your yarn as you go. So the next one for me is this one, and this too. Just move that out the way. And I want to come back down to this one here. So again, the outside edges, I'm going to turn, go across and under through, pull it up till I get the same as this one here. You can put a little pin in that. Now when I get it to be the same as that, just come down a fraction, and then we do the knot on the other side. So crossing over, do the cross on the left side, tuck it under and through, pull through, bring it up and pull it nice and tight. Make sure you keep the center cord centered and don't cross it over. And pull it tight. Use your fingers if you need. And we'll do one more. So on this side, cross over, turn it under, and pull through. And that'll create a little S again. Just like that. It's kind of a backward S. And that's kind of like the nice length. Okay. So do that all the way around. Got another 2 to do. Just move your yarn around, grabbing the right ones. So always check up the top that you've got the center ones. I'll show you here. Make sure you've got the center ones. You're going to use the center ones here and here, and run these ones down the middle because you've been working with those 2 yarns there, so we'll run them down the middle. So again, keep it nice and straight, coming down to the same spot, crossing one over the other, pull it up to where you need it to be, about there, and then do the other side. To there, and just constantly check your length to make sure it's right before you continue on. And we're going to do one over this side. So loop this way, over the cross, and then back through. Pull it up, nice and tight, and that's your next one. That's pretty good. I'll just do one more off camera and then I'll show you the next section. You should have 4 now, and they should be crossed over. So you can see up here, it should come down and it should cross over the 2. So you should use the 2 from those to come down to that one there. Now in the next section that we're going to do, we're going to come down about a hand again. And this next section, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but what we want to do is we want to take 2 from this one here and 2 from this one, and we're going to do the same again, about a hand down. So we create like a nice diamond sort of shape around the basket, as you can see there. So we're not going straight down those 2, we're actually going to come in, so we're going to take 2 from each. Makes sense? So again, a hand down, and we just do the same thing again, do a square knot with that 1 extra. Square knot with 1 extra, about a hand. You can make it, depending on the pot that you're going to use, you can make it more than a hand width if you want, length. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to do that today. And just remember to lock it in. We're going to do one on this side as well, just to give that extra little bit. So I'm going to do the same thing all the way around again, and that's what it should look like. So the next one, you're grabbing these 2, the next one around, coming down, just lock that in a bit there, and we want to come down to the same as that one there. So make sure those are the same. Coming down about a hand, do your first knot, and remember we're going to do an extra little lock-in knot as well. So just you can pin it if you want to, pin those, You want it to be the same. So I'm going to go to about there. Remember, I've got to come across the opposite side to do a square knot. To there. Make sure they're the same. Pull it nice and tight. And then we're going to do this little knot on that side. So come across and cross your yarn there, tuck it around the back, pull through, and it'll lock it in nice and tight. And there you have it there. So this round we're just doing the opposite to the last one, and you should create this nice joining in the center here. So you're taking the two from up there to there, then we're taking two off to the sides, and just watch your length on each one. You can make these shorter, you can make these longer, completely up to you depending on your pot. So I'm going to work my way around now and do the next one. Bring that down for size. Down to there. And just make sure I've got the right one in the center. I want to use the center ones this time. And do another square knot. And just measure as you go. See, that one's down to there. I'll come down a little bit. And then the opposite side to do a square knot. So constantly move your work around. If you've got it hanging, that's fantastic. It would make it easier to hang it if you can. But I'm just going to do it this way for now. You can see where that one is, so make sure that's about the same. Come down a little bit. And then I'll do another one just to lock it in. Back to the right side. And we're going to do this a couple of times down because I want to put this around the pot. So I'm going to do this onto the next section here. Match it with that one there. Make sure I'm taking it from the center and the center. Coming down, crossing it over. Matching that one. For the length, these aren't critical, but it is nice to try to match them up for how it will look on the pot. Pull them nice and tight and lock it in with that last one on the other side. Just in there. And that should be the next row done. So from the top down to these. And then we should have another one there, and we're going to do another one. Okay, so you can see how it's starting to cross over. So the next one, we want to create a diamond. So the next section, I'm just going to pin this a little bit up here. The next section we're going to do about a hand again. It'll be in here, and we want to grab the two and go into the center again, and we're going to do our knot about a hand down right about there. So you're just alternating the string, the yarn. It's about a hand. Always calculate the first one because you're going to feed off that one for the others. You use that as your guide. So to there, pull it nice and tight. We'll do one more to lock it in a little bit more. Okay, and then we work over to the next side. Will be this side here. We do the same again. We use that as a guide. Down the middle there, I'll just separate the cord a little bit for you. So make sure you've got the two there. I'll just see if I can move that down a bit. So you want the two there. And we're going to grab these ones, the outer one and the two center ones, come down. You just don't want them to cross over is the main thing. All right, and then we're going to match it up with this one here. We want that length. So coming up, so just move your work around. Take all this out. Always want to make sure that we've got the right length. Okay. So take that up a bit. And that we can pop in there. And we'll take this one up. Take that yarn all the way. Pop that over to the side there a little bit for you. And then we'll just do this one. So make sure it's the same length. That's the biggest thing. Okay. And remember to cross over this side here. Tuck it through. Pull it tight. And just watch your length. Make sure the length is right. Looks pretty good from the last one. And then we'll do that little lock in on the right side. And that locks it in, and then we'll move to the next one. I'll take that out, I'll show you. So as we're working around the project, you can see that's the next one there. And that's the next one we're going to do. Okay. I'll pop that down and we'll take this one, and again we'll marry it up with the last one there. Marry it up with that one. And make sure you've got the centers. The two outers go in the center. And do your knot. Take it up, stretch it out. Just going to lock that in a bit there. That's the last one in the middle there. So we'll pull that up a little bit. It's about a hand. Again is what we want. I'll lock it on the other side. Just make sure it's the same. Take that out. Constantly adjusting. I just want to make sure that we've got it right here. Looks a bit loose on that side. Yeah, it's a bit loose there. Pull that down. Might just tighten that a bit, that one there. We'll loosen that one up a bit. So you want that to be nice and straight. So just take that undone a little bit. Loosen it off a little bit. And we'll have a look. Now that's better. That's good. Okay, so I'll lock that in now. And then the other side. Okay. So I'll do the last one and then we'll take another look. We might do another row of this because it's starting to look good now. Show you. That's how you want it to look. That's working around the pot. Looks a bit crazy, doesn't it? But you want that nice little triangle. And we'll implement another triangle further down. We'll do another one because we still have, I'll show you how much yarn we've got. If you did the measurement like I did, we still have quite a bit of yarn, so a good that. So we can keep going. We can go down another one, I'd say. So we're coming from the top. We can go down 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more. And then I'll show you a different bit of work here, and then we'll do the binding, and then we can have pretty tail. So do one more row of that, what I've just shown you there, but make sure you alternate. So take the center ones here, take the 2 centers again, and go down about a hand down to here, and do it all again, all the way around. And I'll join you for the next section. I'll just finish this section off and I'll join you for the next. So we're going to do one more of what we've been doing, just about 3 fingers down this time. Exactly the same again, and then I'll show you something different after this one. So remember to take the centers off each one. I'll show you that. So from the last, you've got your V, come back down into the center, so you're getting your, it's like your diamond again, right down here. We'll do another one, and we'll do that again all the way around. Now that'll be the last one that we'll do, and then I'll show you something a little bit different. It's only about 3 fingers this time on this one, should be enough. Same again, do your square knot and 1 extra one just to lock it in place. Actually, we won't do that this time because we're going to do something a little bit different after this row. So just do your square knot for this one, work your way around, just doing 1 square knot. That's good. Coming to there. I'm going to come down to about there. Just a square knot on this one. Make sure you don't have it cross over. Okay, just there. Oop, bump in the camera. Just to there. And then the next one around. Coming around. Just turn my work a bit around for you. Coming around to the back. Make sure those are right, facing the right way, and they're down the center. And we'll grab that and do a notch, and then we'll match it up to the other one. So there's a knot down there. Make sure it's the same distance, about there. Just knots this time, just square knots. And I'll straighten that out for you. So the last two are here, and on the outside here you can see how it sits. So you want to join these two together, making sure they're sitting flat, and that's flat, coming down to this one here, about there. So again, a little square knot. And we'll measure it again. And come up a little bit, just so it matches that one. A bit more. A little bit. Okay, and cross it over this side, tuck it under, pull that in, and just readjust, make sure it's sitting right with that one there. Should be up to there and to there. So just pull that through a little bit before we lock it in. We'll readjust all of these, make sure that they're nice before we do this next row. But just go around and get all those ones done. Make sure they're running pretty parallel. That looks pretty good. Might be a little bit low there. Just have another look. Always hang your work. Hang it down so you can have a look at it. So I'm just going to hang it. That's pretty good. If any look, you know, too high or whatever, just readjust maybe that one a little bit there. You could probably come up a little bit. Just work them around a little. Pull it in. It's probably better. This one we can come down a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty good. It's pretty straight now. Okay. All right. So just take it down, have a look. Yep, it's pretty good. So on the next section we're just going to do a little bit more of this knot, but we're not going to have any gaps like this. We're going to come in nice and tight, nice and close to the last one. We're going to do a few rows of that and I'll show you that. So I'm going to join these two together now. So just as you were doing before, but what we want to do is do it nice and tight. We'll have those two, we'll join the back two and the side two. We will join. Now this is coming underneath the pot now, so at the base of the pot. So we'll take that out. So I'll show you here. So you've got the two. We're just going to do a square knot, and we're going to take it right up close to the other. And this just closes in the base so that the pot can sit on something. And we only need to do a square knot, we don't need to do any more than that. Just like that. And then we'll take these two to the next one around the side. Oop. I'm going to pull that back out. Just straighten that a little bit. And then we'll grab these two and these two on the next one. And we'll do a square knot all the way up to the top there. So you can see pull them tight through there. You can see there. And do over the opposite side. Pull it up nice and tight. Make sure you keep that straight. I'll show you. So that's what you want to see. We're going to do that the whole way around now, and that's what the pot will sit on. Actually pull them nice and tight before you do the next row. And in the center there, pull them down, because you'll use these for the next one. Okay, so the next side we're going to keep rotating around. I'm going to grab these two and those two there, and that's around the side. We're going to do the same again. This is like the second row. We just keep going around. Pull it up to the top. Just watch you don't pull that too far. Keep your keep them nice and taut. And the second, do your second one, cross over to this side. Pull that just in there. That's what it should look like. That's the second row. So then you've got these two, and you're working around to the back now. Straighten that out. Okay, on the back. So you can see that's how it's sitting. That's how it's sitting at the moment. So it's come in right nice and tight. And then we've got the last two here, and we're going to close it up. So crossing over, and you're just working around it, coming over, pulling them in a little. Pull it more so on the second knot than the first. Pull that in. Let's have a look. Make sure it's nice and taut up there. And that should be your second round. So So you should see it all the way around there. So the next row we're going to do the same again, but we're going to alternate. So where you can see this one here, we're going to do below, exactly below that one. Just make sure these are in tight first, and then we're going to do this one here. We're going to do that one, and then we're going to work around to this one. Do 4 and keep going around and do the next 4. Just one square knot all the way around and to there. And it just creates like a little hollow center section. We're going to do that a few times. We're going to do at least another 2, maybe 2 rows, and that should be enough. So you can start from anywhere. That's the beauty of macrame. We can start, I'll pop that in there. Just keep it stable. And then I'm going to grab these here, so they're in between the 2 knots. This one here, and do another square knot. Make sure you keep those in the center. So this is only a small hanger that we're doing today. It was only about 1.5 meters length that we used. We doubled it over from 3 meters. So she's only a small plant holder. You can put a small pot in here, depends on what size you want. I've got a little cane basket that I'm going to pop in. I'll show you that at the end, and you'll probably see it on the thumbnail as well. But it's only probably about 8 inches, 20 centimeters in diameter. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'll just double check that. This little pot, yeah, it's about 8 inches, 20 centimeters. I'm just going to use this little basket for today. I will do other pots, bigger pots, that sort of thing later. This is just a starting point. So keep going around. I'm going to do another 2 rows around the base here. Just a square knot. It's quite pretty. It's a simple knot, but it is quite effective on a lot of things. So I'll show you other knots as we go along, and we're using the square knot. It's so good. Okay, and the next one over. Turn that around. These pins are really cool. So the next one over, you can see where it needs to go. You just got to have a look at it. You can see the next row. I'll show you again in a minute. Cross over. So just got one more row after this one. Make sure you pull these nice and tight. So you can see so it's like 1, 2, 3 rows. Do another row. Start here this time. sure that's over. Just in between, so you're just taking 2 off either side. It's pretty easy. Do your square knot. I've been doing crochet for a long time. I did a lot when I was quite young, but as you know, things have changed a lot in the crochet world, in the macrame world. I do a lot of crochet as well, but we're doing macrame today. But yeah, I'm learning a lot more. There's a lot more knots out there too, some really pretty ones, so I'll show you as I go. But I want to make, there's some really nice home decor, you know, like placemats and things, bags, clothing, lights, all sorts of pretty things you can make in macrame. I did a lot in crochet, and I will continue to do crochet as well. I have a channel, it's called Cindy M's Crochet Corner, so if you like crochet, go and have a look at that as well. But if there's anything that you want me to make in the macrame realm, please reach out, comment, make a comment below this video. Let me know what you're thinking, if there's anything I can do differently. I'll probably get something to do hanging ones eventually. I'm just doing this for now. But yeah, I'd like to hang this up. I think that would look better, probably easier for you to see what I'm doing without any background noise. But this is just a nice starting point. I do love macrame, and I did start probably 40 years ago as a child. I used to make double hangers and things like that and use rings, so it was pretty cool. Alright, so let's have a look. See where we're up to on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we've pretty much done them all. Might be 1 maybe. Just have a look at yours and keep working around. You can go longer if you want to. I might stop there and I will show you the next step. So this is what we have so far. And I'll just put the pot in, and then you've got that section underneath. So what you want to do is we just want to do this little piece here underneath, and then we should be finished. We'll just do the tassels at the end. But that is a nice starting hanger. So I want to show you the last little bit we're going to do now. So we're just going to do wrap around the entire amount of string, and then we might just do a little knot on the end or a leaf, we'll see. But for now, let's tie. Make sure all your strands are nice and straight, that's the main thing. And then we'll cut a piece, probably about 60 centimeters would be enough, of your cord. You can use a different color if you want. I think this is, I think keeping it all the same makes it quite professional looking. So I'll do probably about 2 times the length of my placemat here should be enough. Always have a little bit more, it doesn't matter. Cut your yarn. And again, as I did when we first started the video, you always put the section down the center there. having that top that you can pull through. So create a kind of like a loop and then start working around the entire yarn, all the cords, just twist it around, keep working around, go right up to where the last the knot is, and just work around all of it. Pull it tight as you go as well. Keeping that and the knot exposed here. Just pull it around. You're just wrapping the entire thing. Try to keep it nice and straight. You can always pull these pieces through at the end too, so don't stress about that too much, but make sure it's right up against the end there. And do a fair length. I'd do at least the same as the top, if not more, maybe 2 inches, something like that. Or again, use your hands. I think do it similar to the top, I guess. It's pretty close. Use a little bit more, just use your cord up. Okay. So when you're happy with the length that you have, pulling all that cord, feed it through in the center of the loop, feed it through there, and then you want to pull this loop tight with this top one. Pull it through all the way, and if your piece is long enough you can leave it in with the rest of it, but make sure you pull it up so it's underneath. That kind of locks it in place. Pull it up nice and tight. You want to lock it in, go to at least the middle to lock it in. You don't want it to come undone. And then just trim this section off up here. And you've got it in halfway. Take that off. Pop that over there, and that gives you a nice clean gather down there. So now you can do a couple of things with this last bit. You can trim it to whatever you want. That's a little bit long, so you could probably trim it halfway, and then you can just unravel it all so that it has a nice texture. And you can actually brush this as well. Brush it out and it'll give you a nice fluffy edge there if you want to. I might just untangle it so it just looks like that, and I'll be happy with that. But brush it if you want. You can use like a dog's brush or something like that, would work really well. Or you can tie, you can do like a little sort of a leaf knot at the end. Just halve the string, halve your cord, and then tie going around and around a few times, and you can actually feed this through and around, feed it on the other side and go around, feed it on that side, and keep going, and then pull it. It's kind of like a little leaf. Pull this out and that'll lock it in place. So you can do like a little knot, pull that through, like a little knot on the end if you want to, something like that. So again, just go halfway up and then just wrap it around, say twice, and then feed it in the middle. Wrap it around, feed it over to the other side, wrap it around, feed it into the middle, wrap it around, feed it over to the other side, into the middle, and over to the other side, and then back into the middle, and pull it from the top, pull it down. It kind of locks it into like a little knot. You can do it a bit better than that. It's up to you. Try another one. Even just do like a cross knot, just a knot like that would be pretty cool too. Just like that, and then trim it. Anything, you can put beads on the end if you want to as well. Put a little bead on the bottom. I do have other beads, I've probably got some smaller beads that you could put on the bottom, which would look nice. Just feed it through, maybe the smaller bead here. We could use that to feed it through. See if I can get that through. I don't know if that's going to be big enough. Oh yeah. So do it again, the same as what you had before. Use your cotton, feed that through, and then just use that to go through just the one. So you could tie a knot to start with, and then feed that on, and then just tie a knot at the bottom. That would look pretty too. So just like that. I'm just showing you different ways you can do this. So maybe another way would be doing a circle, feeding it in, feeding it in, feeding it in. Just keep feeding it in. Maybe one more. Into the center. And then just pull it tight. So push it down, pull it tight, push it up. Push it down. That's another little knot that you can do, and then just trim it. It's a little knot. Okay, so you can do all sorts of different ones here. Just see what you want to do. Simple knots. Take that one out. That was a bit of a doozy, wasn't it? Anyway, I hope you liked this new, my first tutorial on macrame. I'll do a lot more, so please stay with me. I'll come up with a lot of different ideas, some really nice projects I want to do shortly. So please stay with me, like and subscribe. Makes a big difference when you subscribe. It helps get this out to other people, and I will do a lot more, so stay tuned. Until I talk to you again, have a fantastic day and stay safe.